Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Friday, September 8th, 2017. The main story for the next few days is going to be the increase in moisture drawing up into the Great Basin for the next couple days. There's an area of low pressure off the California coast that will help enhance the moisture moving up into the Great Basin, as well as some of the severity of these storms. We could see some severe type thunderstorms across portions of western and southern Great Basin. And some of those storms may be on the drier side as they work into the northern half of the area today, moistening up just a bit by Saturday, and then drying out somewhat across the north, moving into the first part of next week. We also could see some gusty winds in central Nevada this afternoon. Yesterday's lightning activity was centered across the central portions of the Great Basin, then up into southwest Idaho. These storms were accompanied by only light amount of precipitation, except over southern Nevada where the showers were a little bit heavier. Ongoing large fires continue to be quite active, especially over the central Idaho mountains. Light to moderate initial attack was observed elsewhere across the basin. The past 7 and 14 days have remained quite dry, particularly across the north, where that strong area of high pressure contributed to very warm temperatures and dry conditions. This has resulted in record to near record ERCs, particularly over the central Idaho mountains and portions of southern Idaho and into northern Utah. Those values are very high for the time of year. The image on the bottom right shows that ERC trend for the central Idaho mountains, with those values nearing historical records for the past 10 years. 10-hour fuel moistures are also quite low over much of the northern half of the Great Basin. This morning's satellite imagery shows that cut-off low-pressure system off the California coast. It's this area of low pressure that's enhancing the moisture feed up into the Great Basin, and will also create some severe thunderstorms over the southern and possibly western Great Basin this afternoon as well. We are already starting to see some pretty significant thunderstorm activity there over southern Nevada this morning. The forecast for this afternoon shows that deeper moisture moving into the Great Basin for generally wet thunderstorms across the southern half of the area, with drier type thunderstorms expected across the north. High risk triggers have been issued for northeast Nevada into northern Utah and up into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming. While these storms may produce some light precipitation, fuels in these areas have been quite dry for some time, and so the chance for new large fires is elevated in these areas. The weather forecast from the Weather Service shown on the left indicates severe thunderstorms in red across southern Nevada expected today, with a good chance for showers and thunderstorms pretty much everywhere across the Great Basin. The wind forecast on the right shows that area of higher southwest wind gusts over central Nevada this afternoon as well. On Saturday, some dryness begins to move into far western Nevada, and we'll see the bulk of the moisture centered over Utah and up into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming, where those thunderstorms will begin to transition to generally wet. Severe thunderstorms are possible once again over southern Nevada, generally wet thunderstorms over the higher elevations of Utah and up into eastern Idaho. Winds will be lighter on Saturday. And by Sunday, some drier air begins to make its way, and by Sunday, some drier air moves into the north, with some lingering thunderstorms across the southern Great Basin. Under this drier westerly flow, smoke will return to much of Idaho, and the chance for severe thunderstorms remains in the forecast across southern Nevada even into Sunday. 3-day precipitation accumulations show the center for these heavy showers and thunderstorms will be over the southern Great Basin, including southern Nevada and into southwest Utah and the Arizona Strip. Further north, this moisture will really just be kind of a quick shot of some showers and thunderstorms, which may be problematic for new initial attack. Short reprieve from thunderstorms continues into the first part of next week, especially across the north, with that dryness continuing there. And lingering thunderstorms over central Nevada and into the higher elevations of Utah. Working into the middle of next week, there is an area of low pressure dropping south into the Pacific Northwest. This could bring a more significant change to the weather across the north. Really beginning on Wednesday, we'll see some moisture moving into central Idaho ahead of that area of low pressure. That moisture will continue to spread eastward on Thursday into eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, and clipping northern Nevada and northern Utah as well. The timing and amount of moisture associated with this area of low pressure is still fairly uncertain at this time, but it does look like a more significant shot of some precipitation is possible across the north, as well as a slight decrease in temperatures in those areas. The 7-day totals are definitely more favorable than we've seen in the past 7 days, with the more significant precipitation, of course, coming to the southern Great Basin. But if this area of low pressure happens as it's forecast in the models right now, we will be looking for some better chances of precipitation coming to the north into the second to mid to end of next week. The extended forecast from the Climate Prediction Center for the third week of September, calling for near normal temperatures across much of the area, which is a significant deviation from what we've seen up to this point, and even a chance for above normal precipitation across Idaho, northern Utah, and western Wyoming. So this could be definitely a bit of a game changer in terms of current and ongoing incidents, where some of those areas may begin to see some more significant relief. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.